And I'll just...
Oh, I want to do mine.
We're live.
Hi, and welcome back to the Unofficial Google Plus Film Festival. Oh, by the way, wait. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We really appreciate it. Yes. Thank you to all our filmmakers that have been here with us tonight and that have joined us from around the world or a small part of the world. They're all coming and going. We've got somebody that's trying to get into the Hangout right now, but we are going to start getting questions so from different people from all over. If you have a question or a comment, you can, let me pull that up. You can go to any of these places and ask your question or your comment at Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, or Google+. Just make sure you put a hashtag UGPFF14 in the comment or the question so we can find it. Adam will then filter them through. And again, UGPFF14, hashtag UGPFF14. I'll get this right. Okay, this is our last block for the weekend. We really appreciate everyone that's participated. Again, we want to thank NYS3 for hosting us in Asheville, North Carolina. We really appreciate their generosity and support. And let me get to some of our questions already. So first I'm going to ask you guys to introduce yourselves. We'll start with Josh and Erich. And just give us a little bit about who you are and what your involvement is in your project and which project you're involved with.
I'm Josh. I guess I produced and directed the little film Hand Job with Eric, getting in trouble here. Hello. So yeah, Eric. Yeah. So that's it. I directed it, and Eric's is an actual hand model, a real one, and we made this film together.
And an actor / writer, yeah, too. So, yeah.
Are you serious? You are really a hand model, for sure?
Yep. Sure I am. 100%.
Because that is a question already that's come through. Is that is this real or is it not real?
Do you want us to answer that now? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mockumentary basically. So but parts of it are kind of real, but I mean it is a character that I'm playing.
This came about. I was shooting a commercial, actually, straight up commercial for licorice, some candy, and I had to hire a hand model, and I've worked with hand models, and so I had this thought of hiring a separate crew to just shadow the hand model around for the day or two, and because I've always worked with them, they always have their white gloves, they won't shake your hand, their hands are insured for $1 million. So I kind of want to do this, and then when Eric showed up, he kind of immediately, and I had to play it cool because it was kind of be making fun of this hand model to a point. But Eric immediately saw what I was doing and joined in, and we kind of created this character together. I mean, part of it is him totally real, one half of the day before we started, I guess, collaborating.
Yeah.
And then we just had a lot of fun with it, and then we tried to really toe that line, though. I'm actually really glad you got that question, is this real? Because in the edit, we really tried to toe that line of not going too far to kind of spoil it.
I think you guys did a great job of that.
It almost feels too real, but we hope it's funny. I mean, that would be horrible if people thought, oh, that's just an interesting expose on a hand model.
Yeah, it'd be bad for me, man. Makes us laugh. That's the point, So.
Yeah. Well, it made me laugh.
Oh, good.
I loved it, actually. So, Peter, introduce yourself and tell us about your involvement in your project.
Sorry, was that me?
Yes. Hi, Peter.
Oh, cool. Hey guys. Yeah, I'm Pete. I directed Sub 30, which was the ultra marathon running one. and basically that came about because I've been following that particular race. It's kind of one of those mystical races in Australia that you know, the running community kind of hears about. It's the longest road race in the country, and I came across this guy, and I heard about some of the mental stuff he was sort of, you know, these sort of Jedi mind tricks that he did. So yeah, we decided to put something together. Yeah, so I wrote, directed, and shot a bit of it, and edited it, and that was my involvement.
I'm muting myself in between, sorry, so I don't make too much noise. Great. Love that film, by the way. I wanted my friend who is a marathon runner to see it. I think he'll really, really enjoy it. I loved it, but you don't need to be a runner to enjoy it. Very well.
Thanks.
Sawyer, same thing with you. Tell us a little about you and your project.
I am Sawyer, and I produce and co-write the series The Future Starts Here. And 2 of our episodes were in this block, one called Technology Shabbats and one called Motherhood Remixed. And we actually, those are both from season 1 of The Future Starts Here, and we just released season 2. So there's all sorts of other content out there that are sort of related to those episodes. And the director, who sort of is really much is on camera a lot, and it's very much her voice driving these pieces. Couldn't be here today because she's sitting on the jury for the Napa Valley Film Festival, which there are worse places in the world to be. So that's where she is right now. But yeah, so Technology Shabbats and Motherhood Remix, and I produce, write, edit, sort of, you know. We all wear a lot of hats, I think, in the filmmaking world.
That's fantastic. Yeah, actually, we're totally doing the technology Shabbats now ourselves. So based on that.
Your family, or like the Google Plus world, or who?
Well,
everybody?
Adam and I.
Awesome.
We ever since we saw the video, we were like, you know, we need to do that. Well, after this film festival's over.
Right. Yeah, for everybody else, it's essentially turning off technology for 24 hours. Turning off screens, or whatever works for you, really. It's all negotiable.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. So thanks for being here very much, Sawyer, and we're happy to have you. Okay, Win, you're here. Win.
Yes, hello everyone. Hi.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Sorry.
Can you hear me, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, so my Wi-Fi actually died at home, so I had to come to the Starbucks. Yeah, my name is Wen. I just made the film called Cafe Glass, about a world where offline dating becomes taboo and online dating becomes the norm. With the world of, you know, so speaking of technology, you know, with devices like Google Glass and Apple Watch incorporated in that.
Are you in the coffee place that you shot?
No, I'm not. I'm not allowed to go back there, actually. Yeah.
Oh, the troubles of low-budget filmmaking. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
There was a question that I had for. Let's see, where is it? We got a couple of them here that are coming in. For Eric. Yeah. Josh, are you the actor, or is Erich the actor? Which one?
Eric's the actor, yeah.
Okay, your names are opposite of where you're sitting. Okay, sorry. Okay, Erich, switch around, you guys.
The H is silent.
Erich. We have a friend named Erich that lives here. So I would have thought it was Erich, but Eric. Okay, so Eric, do you have that insurance for your hands? Somebody wants.
I don't actually, but that is a real thing. Some people really do have that, but I don't do that. A little too much for me.
Well, now, is that something that you're doing mostly for commercial work, or do you get jobs for movies as a hand model?
It's mostly commercial stuff, I would say. Not really. I mean, I think they do use it for theatrical stuff as well, but for the most part, it's commercial. Like if you see, stuff for tablets or, really, you'd be surprised, really, how much, at how many inserts there are of hands and everything like that. I know, it sounds like the film.
I know.
But I think when Eric first saw the film, he thought he was kind of worried that this might derail his hand modeling career. But I was like, no, this is actually makes you look like the most serious, dedicated hand model out there.
Absolutely. I'm thinking if I need a hand model, I'd fly you out from LA just away, You come with your own movie of how awesome you are. Hey Peter, there's somebody's asking about the Jedi mind tricks. Have you been able to apply any of these Jedi mind tricks to your projects?
No, because I already have the mental fortitude of a very, very strong person, or a lamb, I guess, depending. No, basically no. I looked at it and I thought, oh man, imagine if I could just just walk on fire pits and stuff. But the problem is that I can see that it could be a good idea, but unfortunately I also can be quite lazy. Yeah, no, not really.
I think it's a great idea, though.
It does sound cool, doesn't it? The whole power nap, and you go to sleep for 3 minutes, and then you wake up and you felt like you've slept for 6 hours. I mean, it does sound cool. But there's it's could be useful.
Yeah. So, Wynn, tell us where did you shoot your project? Is it in your neighborhood where you're not allowed to go back?
Sure. So, so my biggest concern when I was shooting Cafe Glass was definitely location. I needed a cafe, and I knew I had a very small budget. Basically, me and my partner, the actor of the film, kind of split it between us. So I actually went to Koreatown. I'm in Los Angeles, by the way.
Okay, I was wondering that. Thanks.
Yeah. So I'm in Los Angeles, K-Town, and the thing about Los Angeles, everyone knows film's a business, so everyone charges premium prices for anything. So I just went to this small place in Koreatown where they barely spoke English. I got a friend who can speak Korean to kind of come with me and help bargain a price. And I don't think they really realized what.
I'm going to remember that next time.
Yeah, I don't think they really know what it meant, when I said making a film. I mean, you brought in at least 20, I think it's between the extras and everyone, at least 30 people. So I don't think they really realized that's in the full detail. And the good thing is I got them to sign contracts beforehand and everything. So they at least let us shoot the film, but we only had about 7 hours, I believe, to shoot the whole thing. Just because there were issues that they tried to shut us down, and so yeah, but we kind of got it done. Yeah.
Great job. That's a key. This is the type of stuff I know we all as filmmakers or micro-budget filmmakers kind of deal with. So we're pretty familiar with the fact that you do your best, you hope that people don't get pissed off at you and kick you out, but but you guys did a great job. I'm really impressed that you did that in one day. So
yeah,
that's great. I'm looking for. We're getting more questions in here. I think Eric, when you said the H is silent, someone had said the H stands for hand.
That's brilliant. I've never heard that, actually. That's a really good one. Whoever said that, well done.
The H is stands for hand.
That's good. I'm going to say that. I'm going to use that, actually.
That's really great. Okay, so I think this is for Sawyer. Yeah, Sawyer. How long does it take to produce one of your seasons?
That is a great question. We have sort of a very different process than a lot of filmmakers, where traditionally it's sort of you write a script and then you shoot and then you go to post-production, and it's sort of this very linear, more linear perhaps than what we do, because we're sort of shooting and scripting and editing from day one through the day before delivery, and they go in different waves, but about 4 or 5 months for the series, which is these two seasons have been 8 episodes each, and so each episode is about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, so it's about 45 minutes total of content. And then it's interesting because they're all released at once, but we make them so that they can each stand alone and be short films, but they also sort of tell a narrative if you were to sit down and watch each episode in a row. Or some people sort of snack on them in a different order, you know. So there's sort of an interesting process to think about how people are going to consume many short pieces of content at different paces.
Yeah, that's really smart. So you've been developing it so that they can stand on their own, but was there a particular market that you were or niche in the market that you were specifically trying to fill?
That's interesting. So this is these are part of this. The show is called The Future Starts Here, and it's actually on AOL Originals, and so it's sort of this new, you know, genre of all these originals programming, and this one in particular is all short content versus, you know, of course Netflix and other things have longer content, longer form, and so it's really, it could be anybody, you know. It's people who are just consuming media online, but we also play them at film festivals and stuff, so we're making them for that audience, for, you know, a random person in the Midwest or in LA or whatever. So it's an interesting thing to sort of really try to, you know, step outside of just our indie film audience.
Yeah, I think that's a question that's been coming up a lot. It's like, what are we creating these projects for, and who are our audience for them? I mean, obviously, I can see who your audience is for this show. It's great, and I think it expands like a big age group, which is really also great. But it's hard to know how to connect it with your audience, you know, which is what we're all kind of trying to do, is how do we get our content to the right eyeballs, you know. So but I was curious because I love this show, and I would love to be able to see it or find it easily, and it seems like it should be something that, I don't know, I just feel like I should see it. I should have seen it like somewhere that would be easy to find, but I had trouble finding it. So until
anybody can see them all. Both season 1 and season 2 are releasing them slowly over the next month or so at futurestartshere.com.
Great.
I'll pop that into the lower third in a moment, but yeah, they're all there and available. But it's true. I think you have to think about a lot of different ways to reach different audiences.
Yeah, and it's a good thing for everyone to think about, for sure.
Yeah.
So
one thing actually, just a quick note that I heard this and it really resonated with me, is that people are going to watch films and TV and whatever content the way they're going to watch it. They're not going to change behaviors. You know, if somebody's used to watching things at film festivals or on the internet, on YouTube or on Netflix, you sort of like have your routine, and you know, so as filmmakers, it's sort of interesting now to think about how do I get into as many of those channels as possible.
Exactly, and as the channels expand, so can the type of projects that we produce. So, which I think is something to think about. That's really a good point. When I wanted to ask you, are you mostly a filmmaker, or do you do web series as well, or is it your idea to do shorts and features?
Sure. I think I was in this recent seminar that they're talking about just the amount of programming that's compared TV compared to film, and I mean, it's crazy. It's like amount of, I mean, all the studios together at the end of the year, it's only what, a few, maybe, you know, a few hundred hours, you know, 1,000 hours of programming. Film is like, I mean, on a TV, it's up into millions, probably above that, depending on including like, I mean, all the new media and everything. So really, for me, it's like everything. I mean, my heart's in feature, I guess. More narrative, I think that's kind of like what we always strive for. But I mean, I'm always happy to do some. I mean, there's some incredible TV. I mean, this is a golden age of TV right now, I mean, web series as well. So
Yeah, that's the time. This is the time for that, for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for whatever.
My other question is, do you own Google Glass?
I actually don't own Google Glass. I wanted to get it, and then I saw it was $1,500. So, or else that would have been cool to kind of get into bars and get people to punch me or something. Like, but I mean, I think the next version, whenever that comes out, you know, if you can bring that price down, then I would probably go try it out.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The price tag is keeping a lot of us away from it at this point.
Yeah, I do have friends who have it, and they say, I mean, I don't know. Apparently, a lot of girls who actually hit on him because they like Google Glass, and I don't know. I guess that works. So, guys, there you go.
Okay, I got a couple more questions, and then I'm going to have you guys promote with how people can find you. This one is for Peter. Did you stay awake for the entire race in solidarity for your subject?
Yeah, I did actually. The race he ran the race in well, sub 30 obviously, but there were people that actually ran. We stayed awake for the whole thing, and as soon as the race finished at about 10 a.m. the next morning, we all went and had a sleep. I woke up to go and get some shots of the sunset and things after that, and there were people that were still finishing the race at the 42-hour mark, which is incredible. I saw this guy walking up the road, and he was walking sideways because somehow he lost movement or ability to feel the side of his waist, and he was just walking sideways up this hill by himself. And you looked in his eyes like you thought, yeah, he was but he was going to finish. He was still 5 or 6 kilometers from the finish line, walking straight up this incline. Yeah, I mean, the determination, and it's just insane what you can push the human body to do just from viewing that race. But yeah, in answer to your question, yes, stayed awake for the whole thing.
Wow, you're a rock star.
I am a rock star, thank you.
Okay, I got one more question. This is for Eric again. Evidently, Eric, you're the popular one here tonight. So, it says loved hand job, exclamation point. And then this is my favorite part. With winter weather approaching, I'm wondering what advice Eric would give on products he uses for hand care.
This is where we're plug your sponsors.
Yeah, right. Well, luckily I live in Los Angeles, which it's like 70 degrees. No, but my advice would be to moisturize as much as possible. I mean, you wake up and you gotta moisturize those things. Take the gloves off, let them air out, a little bit.
I think it's one of the best film festival questions I've ever had.
Keep moisturizing. That's the key.
Yeah.
And water is a big key.
Peter wants to know, how did you ever become a hand model?
Well, I like years ago when the iPhone first came out, there was a casting breakdown online that said Apple was looking for new hands, and so it said medium-sized glove, like no hair or scars on the back of your hands, and I was like, oh, I had that. And so I took a picture of my hands, I sent it in, I got an audition.
Hold your hands up.
Ah, here we are.
There we go. Yeah.
I have to be paid for that. No, I'm kidding. So I sent in a picture. I got an audition. I had to do a video test, and I had never used an iPhone before because it was really new, and so I was really messing it up, and so I didn't get that gig. but I could make some money at this, you know. So I ended up finding a parts model agency, and I was booked on I joined with them, and then I was booked on a gig as David Spade's hand double. So that was actually true in the short. So.
And his hands really are. If you look at his hand shot, it really does say for skin tone peaches and cream. The other ones made up.
Yeah, the other ones were improv. So.
That's so amazingly wonderful. I love it. I love it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through and just have you guys tell us how we can follow you or watch more of your content and keep track of your careers. You guys, Josh and Eric, start. How can we find you?
Yeah, we have a website where you can, I guess, see the trailer and see some other content. It's at www.theshorthandjob.com. I have a website, joshmiller.tv. That's other stuff, but yeah, I think it's really that. You know, the film's not there yet because we're doing this first, but you could always contact us through theshorthandjob.com.
Then I'm on Twitter, Instagram as @EricLane with a CH.
But the H stands for hand.
The H stands
Yeah,
for hand.
Eric said that. We talked about we made his character in the film spelled differently than his real name with a K because he said I've never met an Eric with a K that isn't a douchebag. But I said, well, how's that different than a CH?
It was also to show that yes, I was acting, and I'm not this guy.
Oh, that's great. Okay, and Peter, how do we? Peter, do you do narrative also? I don't think we asked you that, or are you predominantly a documentary filmmaker?
Predominantly documentary, yeah. I work in TV half the year, and then the other half of the year I freelance and try and do lots of documentaries for local sort of TV productions and stuff like that. I'm launching a new website tomorrow, actually, which is peterdaviesfilms.com. Yeah, if you went there right now, it'd be an error message. So but that's the best way to get in touch. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter and the usual sort of social media stuff.
And Google Plus, right? Yeah.
Google Plus. My wife actually works for Google, so I should. I can't avoid getting not being on Google Plus.
Okay, perfect. Yes, on Google Plus, so we can follow you there. And it's I'm sorry, one more time. It's Peter Davies. Davies. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, Sawyer, how do we follow you?
Yes. Well, all the usual @SawyerSteele on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram and Google Plus. Yes. And then our film production company is called Moxie Institute, and so we have all sorts of other projects outside of this series. So that is moxieinstitute.org, and then all of the shorts that 2 of them were in this tonight or today, wherever you are. Can be seen at futurestartshere.com. So moxieinstitute.org and futurestartshere.com.
Fantastic. And Wynn, same thing for you.
Sure. So the whole Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, I'm at / the Wen Ren, since my name was taken, and it's WENREN. Yes, that's my real name. And also, if you want to stay in touch with the film, it's facebook.com/cafeglass. And I am developing the short more into a feature where it's less about the technology, more about the two different people. The guy who's so addicted to technology and the girl who's completely private for reasons unknown. So that's how it touch.
That's great. Well, I really want to thank all of you guys for not only being here right now, but for submitting your films and participating in the festival. It really is an amazing thing that Adam's doing. I don't take any credit for it whatsoever, but what he's doing is amazing, and it really is changing. It is the future of film festivals, there's no doubt. And the fact that we're bringing this global audience together and building these communities around the world with our own, with local filmmakers bringing their communities together is just an amazing thing. So we really thank you guys a lot for participating, and I can't wait to see more of your content. And please keep making more content, because all of you are amazingly talented, and I can't wait to watch more. And as another micro budget filmmaker, I just think what you guys are doing is great. So thanks again, and thank you everyone else that's watching this and watching it in the future, because it's all about time travel. And thanks for being part of it, and I hope you enjoyed all the films, and we will see you next year. That concludes the entire Unofficial Google Plus Film Festival for 2014. Yay! I forgot my applaud. All of you guys can applaud.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is it. So we'll see you guys next year. Thanks so much. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Buddy, we'll see you next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adam, you're a